Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first session of our Audio Insights Safe and Sound series. My name is Adom Yusuf, and I am the Senior Manager for Standards and Technology at the Security Industry Association. I will be your host for today's webinar. Today's topic is a fantastic, increasingly important one, conversational AI. We will explore how advancements in audio technology are enhancing security and communications across various industries. I am thrilled to be joined by two distinguished experts who will help us dive deeper into the subject. First, we have Derek Vorst, the chair of the Audio and Intelligent Communications Subcommittee and the CEO of Sound Intelligence. And alongside him, we have Tom Reilly, the president of Commend USA. To kick us off, I will pass this over to Derek, who will share some introductory words and set the stage for our discussion. Derek, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Adom, and thanks everyone for watching. This is indeed the first in a series of podcasts where we would like to educate the market, our customers, our partners on the value of audio in security and communications. We will have a series of podcasts with all kinds of different topics, ranging from the importance and the applications of using microphones, audio and the law, which of course is a very important topic, how to use speakers, two-way communication using intercoms, audio analytics, also how to use standards, and then the crossover between pro AV or commercial AV and security, and how that is a big opportunity for system integrators in our industry. So I think it's going to be very exciting. The goal is to grow the community that is focused on audio and make audio more important in the security projects we're all working on. So yeah, today is a very first topic, which is very interesting. And Tom knows a lot about it. I know a little bit about it. So let's get started.
So let's get started with our first question. Can you explain what conversational AI is and how it differs from the traditional intercom solution?
Yeah, so conversational AI and how it differs from a traditional intercom system is really, I think, best thought about in the evolution of what intercom and unified communication really enables for the market. And it's all about ensuring clear communication and the ability for people out in the field that need help or need guidance to get that assistance and that guidance as quickly as possible. Conversational AI is a purposeful deployment of the advancements of artificial intelligence to actually mimic and supplement human conversation. So it's not a chat bot. It's not like working through a series of predefined questions and answers like a decision tree, but it's truly deploying AI to listen to a conversation, infer intent, and then give an answer. And a lot of times the true impact of that is only understood when you really experience it. So, conversational AI, when deployed, especially in this business-to-business environment that we're focusing on, obviously needs to be very focused on a use case and on a business problem. So you set parameters. But within those parameters, the intent of conversational AI is to alleviate the need for human operators to engage in questions and scenarios that are repetitive or predictable based on predefined use cases.
Yeah, I think what's exciting also is that it brings a bunch of different technologies together. So it is natural language understanding. It is, machine learning, it's text to speech, and it all comes together in a very natural way. It gives, it understands the context. And, we've all been in that parking garage where we're waiting for a person to appear on the other side of the line. Well, now this can be instant, and 90% of the questions are pretty simple to solve. Yeah, I think it's a great new chapter in what we're doing.
What are the key benefits that conversational AI brings to B2B environments compared to traditional systems?
The key benefits are really one of efficiency and optimization. So with the introduction of new technologies such as conversational AI across industries, it really doesn't matter what the whether it be robotic process automation was the term years ago in like the financial services industry, or whether it be, the introduction of AI in day-to-day business tasks. It's really about enabling the valuable people that work for organizations to spend their time doing value-added tasks. And if you think about I think the most obvious and probably the most initial use case for conversational AI, as Derek alluded to, is the parking world, or any world that has a security operations command center, right? Those operators are there really to help people when they need help, right? They're there for emergencies. They're there for operational efficiencies. They're there to provide value, and they're there to orchestrate. What very much happens as systems get bigger and organizations get more dependent on them is they get bogged down on the repetitive. And what we've seen in the parking management world is that through the deployment of conversational AI to a very limited use case of just filtering out empty calls or giving instructions on how to exit a premises, you can automate literally 30% of that call center volume. So what is the benefit? Well, the benefit is that obviously there's quicker service for the patron, right? They get immediate gratification. They get greeted immediately by the conversational AI tool, and then they also get the ability for the operators, when a true emergency or a true situation that needs their involvement happens, that there's no queue for them to filter through. They can guarantee a higher KPI service when they actually do need to intervene. And the beauty is the implementation and marrying of the technology with their workflow to make sure that's not seen as a barrier to actually engaging with help, but instead a way to get quicker help. And when you actually do have to bypass the conversational AI engine, you get more robust assistance.
It works 24/7, right? It never gets tired. It never gets grumpy. It's actually very customer centric and customer focused, and you can personalize it, right? So you can have that voice sound the way you like. Maybe in an amusement park, you want it to sound like a cartoon character. A Western saloon, you want it to sound like a cowboy, right? And there's much more coming there in the future as well. So I think there's a lot of benefits, but yeah, the personalization, customer satisfaction, the 24/7 availability, and well, that's, I think, a good summary of the benefit.
Well said. Thank you both. Next, I would like to ask about the main challenges you face when implementing conversational AI in B2B environments, and how do you overcome them?
I think there's always people that have concerns about data privacy, security. We all know that can all be technically solved, but there's still, a lot of these conversational AI systems are still hosted in the cloud, and I think they will be. So that is still sometimes a challenge for a customer to kind of accept that, even though it's probably more secure than doing it on their own network. The integration with other existing systems and building the APIs and middlewares is, I think, still a challenge, but I think it's moving fast. So yeah, I don't know, Tom, from your perspective.
The way that I would summarize that, and maybe add just another point of insight, is there's an adoption and comfort hurdle that needs to be reconciled with the business operation and the leader's expectations. So a lot of times, I think because everybody thinks about conversational AI as that thing you need to get through when you call your bank so you can actually talk to a person. Like I believe that's what people think, that it's just a barrier. So there's a reluctance to adoption because they feel that the only way to ensure good customer service is to get that person to talk to another person as quickly as possible. So there's an education barrier to demonstrate that you can accomplish both, through the adoption of technology, and that you can provide a lot of very immediate payback benefits, a lot of immediate return, if the end user allows the technology provider to come to the table, just frankly to understand the business problem and to talk about the business problem. So as a lot of the industry has turned into, there's, everybody uses the term verticalized or, end user focused or consultative. The key point is in harmony with the channels it's important for the end users to become aware of the consultative process that can be gone through to overcome those privacy barriers, but also overcome any sort of prejudices that may exist before a technology like this is tried.
Thank you for that. Lastly, I'd like to ask, what future developments do you see in the field of generative AI in intercom systems, and how do you plan to stay ahead of the curve?
I think there's two things that come to mind. I think one is like emotion or sentiment detection, or basically responding to how people feel, right? If there is an agitated person, you may want to have the conversational AI act a little differently than if they're calm. So I think that's one that I think will happen, and I think further more integrated, right? So integrating with voice, text, visual displays, lighting, whatever. So basically integrating with the full experience. I think that is going to happen as well.
Yeah. Yeah, just to give you some perspective of the direction that we're seeing it go pretty quickly. And it's what I like about it is it all goes back to the initial value proposition of really why companies like ours exist, right? And that's to facilitate predictable, high quality, effective communication. And when a tool like these conversational AI engines have been deployed, it's amazing how quickly the thought process and the brainstorming continues to evolve, and it's all married to what the business problem is. So it's about data, right? So what's really happening in these conversational AI engines is it's listening to data, or it's listening to voice, it's transcribing that voice into text, it's then mining that text for intent, and also archiving it for future exploration and querying, right? So the data that's coming as part of the deployment of these engines is going to enable a lot of very intelligent decision making, or business decision making. And then the other part is, as there's maybe two others, the other part is intent recognition. So defining a workflow based on intent, right? So, and Derek, you saw it at some of the trade shows. You go up to this engine, you speak, it transcribes the text on the screen so you can actually see what was said. You can say, "Can I please have directions to whatever place?" It'll tell it to you, but also transcribe it so you can then source that information. But it also doesn't allow you to get stuck in that initial use case. So midstream of, hey, can I have directions to wherever, you can say, actually, I need an operator. It's an emergency. Immediately, that intent is then recategorizing the places of call to emergency dispatch. And then the next point goes to, well, how do I ensure effective communication across languages, right? So somebody that's using a help station in New York City needs assistance. They don't speak the language. The conversational AI engines translate that, so initially they can identify the spoken language is different, so we'll converse with the person in that native tongue. But the next thing is the real-time live translation and transcription of that communication. So thereby the security command center can, through the assistance of technology, become international and can satisfy calls for assistance and emergency communication from people really across the spectrum, without having to have a huge desk of people that are manned that speak those native tongues. So that's and there's a lot more. And then once the cloud engine, the cloud utility is deployed, and you start to think about these processes, and then you continue to think about how to make the conversation more smooth and more clear. And AI has a lot of capabilities to even filter out that background noise to ensure the clarity of transmission. So that's the way we see it going.
Awesome. So thank you, Derek and Tom, for your valuable insights on conversational AI. Derek, did you have any other, or Tom, further words you'd like to add?
We welcome you to join the Audio and Intelligent Communications Subcommittee. So SIA is putting a lot of effort into this. So please reach out to me, reach out to Adom or someone else at SIA. I'm sure we'll put some contact details below the podcast. So we'd love to welcome you to our group. and grow audio as part of the security and communications business.
Great, thank you. Stay tuned for our next Audio Insights Safe and Sound webinar, and let us know if you have any questions in the comments below. Thank you.